What's up, everyone? 787 episode 2, boys and girls. Bam! Let's hopefully we hit episode 30 to 35. Hope someday we will hit there and we will be there. How is it going? How's it going? How's it going, everyone? Episode 2 of 787. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about myself, who I am as a person, so yeah. Um, my name's Aiden, by the way. I am 18 years old, and I've had nothing but a decent childhood. But I'm gonna tell you all about it from start to beginning. Where I kind of grew up at, where I kind of did life stuff. So my childhood, my parents were together for approximately good 10 years, so a good decade. They were married. They had me before I was married, so I'm technically considered a bastard. And around that time, they were married, and then they had five other five other kids, which are my siblings. Their names are Liam, Carson, Emma, Sarah, and Liam, Carson, Emma, Sarah, and Connor. And they are my five siblings. And then they're all 2 years apart from me, so I am 18. My brother's now 16 years old, or we're pretty relevant to being 2 years apart down the line. The only ones who are not really 2 years apart, they're probably closer to a year apart, are my sisters. And this is gonna. So we grew up in a little town called Elkton. Not very far away from where I live now. I live about 20 miles away from it. My grandma still lives in that town, and she's doing good. My parents got divorced around the time I was 14 years old, and that divorce has taken a tremendous toll on me as a person. It took a toll on me as a family. Took a toll on everything. So what made what kind of caused the divorce? I'm not 100% sure, but I can give you my input on what kind of caused the divorce. So I think what happened is there was a lot of miscommunication. Mom, dad weren't talking. Mom and dad wanted to have a good relationship, and they always promised us that they will always be together. Well, you never can make a promise that you don't know how life is gonna treat you. And so about that time, I keep wanting to say 787. About that time, we were all sitting at my dad was sitting at the dinner table, and my mom was standing up leaning against the wall, and they called a family meeting, and it was Sunday night, and I remember this Sunday night that things weren't good. They called us, and we all sat around the dinner table, and we waited. There was a brief silence. That occurred, and no one knew why, but it occurred that it was very on. Like, it was very silent, and my dad said, "Me and your mom are getting the divorce." Don't know how any other way to put it, but he said that, and man, did that night get more brutal. Mom and dad were fighting, and things got ugly faster than ever, and things got a little dangerous. My mom ended up trying to keep the house and keep the dog that I know is currently living with us at my dad's house, and the house that my mom used to keep is now not. She doesn't live there. She lives in Sioux Falls now. She tried to keep this house, and said she wanted the house that we used to live in as a family, and she was going to finish the work. And at the time, I did not know she had a boyfriend, and her boyfriend was a dad at one point as well, and they are now married today as of this time frame. And mom and dad, and then about 2 days later, my dad walked into the house, and my mom was taking a shower, and my dad decided to look through her phone. Now, not saying this to be rude or abrupt, but my dad decided to look through her phone, and man, oh man, things got ugly. My mom and dad were fighting. My dad told her to get out of the truck, and pretty much what happened from their chat was my mom's toes almost got ran over, and I was at the time running around with my head cut off like a chicken and crying. I had no idea what to do in that situation. I was only 14 at the time, taking it into my own hands. Things were ugly. My dad was arrested occasionally 3 different times on 3 different occasions. One for breaking the protection order, and the other 2 times for apparently assault. Not 100% sure if that is all accurate, but assault the first time, and then something else the second time. I don't remember the third time, and each time he got bailed out because none of those charges were. And after those 3 different times, all the other arrests weren't even pressed charges on him. No one got charged and stuff like that. And by the time that happened, my mom and dad so after that came me, and here's where shit got ugly for me. This is when I started being arrested or going to get arrested. And I have been in jail multiple times on multiple occasions for almost the exact same reason why my dad went to jail. The only different thing is I didn't have a protection order on me because at the time I was a minor, and minors don't get protection orders on their parents. Now, I can legally now put a protection order on my mom without her having no consent, or my dad having to sign for me. I can legally do that, but I choose not to because she's my mom, and no one chooses to put the protection. I choose not to put a protection order on my mom because of those reasons. I don't want to be mean or relevant to anything. Now, I'm not talking bad here. I'm not saying my dad's a bad person. I'm not saying my mom's a bad person. Life had happened and things got ugly pretty fast. So my first attempt of being arrested, my mom tried to do is when I didn't want to live with her, and she told the cop that she wants to press charges on my dad, my grandma, and me. My dad and grandma would get charged with kidnapping, and me for being a runaway child. I don't know how that all really works. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to go bloop. I don't know really how that law really works. I know that law can be a little bit different. Can you get arrested for running Let's see. Running away is actually legal in South Dakota. Most of the time, we will do is report and charge them as a runaway. Now, I can now technically run away. Now, my mom and dad my mom didn't make it very far because I eventually gave in, and I was like, fine, let's go, and let's just let her have me. And then, well, as time went on, chat, my life had turned on acquaintancely a lot more dramatic than what it is now. What was going on at the time. Now, every weekend I would fight to stay with my dad, still after a year of living with my mom, and well, as that was happening, my mom kept trying to get me to go with her. I refused, and there was one point where I called the cops on myself. Like, Who calls the cops on themselves? Well, I did. And, well, it got so to the point where it got so ugly that I called the cops on myself, and I told the cop I didn't want to go with my mom. I choose to live with my dad. And the cop was. The police can't do much in this situation because it is a civil matter. Civilly, they can't do anything about it. They can't arrest you. They can't. They can't take you in. They can't book you. They can't do shit. All they can do is separate the two parties for the night. Unless somehow that civil matter turns into assault, battery, or even possibly a crime. Unless you try to kill your mom and then you go to jail for murder. But I never, at that age, was never thinking about killing my mom, or never have thought about killing my mom. My mom has always been very kind, loving, and caring. She's a very overprotective mom, which I'm very, very grateful to have. So yeah, it was about that time, roughly around there, where so then I fought my mom in Sioux Falls, and we fought, and then I had mental issues that started happening and occurring, which I still do today. And I'm not going to talk about those mental issues. I'm just going to give you that I was in and out of a hospital quite frequently, and around that time, my mom once, not twice, but 3 times had me arrested. I never got charged of any crimes, but there was a few times where I had written and sat in the juvenile detention center, and that does not make me a bad person, Chad. That just makes me a natural human being, and we learn from our consequences. And that does not make my mom a bad person. Now you're probably wondering, why would your mom try to get you arrested? Why was she trying to do what she tried to do? I don't know. I don't know why she did what she tried to do. I don't know, and if I did, I would tell you, but I don't know. But unfortunately, she doesn't try to get me arrested anymore. I am a very well responsible young man, and I take a lot of responsibility nowadays, and I've been doing adult stuff since I was 14 years old, and I've never stopped. Quite frequently, that's because I live with my dad, and my dad sometimes slacks on some things, and I've always kind of had to be the one taking care of the house. Now, I take care of the house a lot more frequently than I normally do, and yeah, that's when shit got ugly. And man, oh man, I wish I could not go back there. And I now do YouTube, and oh man, this has been nothing but an adventure. So after all that, and I got to live with my dad, I started singing in a small town named Elkton, and that's where this YouTube channel became all about, and it was very interesting. It started with Chicken Squad, then went to Chicken Squad, and then went to Pro Chicken Squad. And man, oh man, I tell you what, never thinking that I was gonna be at 243 subscribers and all of that. I never thought that they would come. I never thought we would be where we are at today. Man, oh man, was it very interesting. Very, very interesting. And I could tell you that my YouTube channel didn't start from... I didn't want to start another YouTube channel. I ran several in the past, and it just never worked out. I never stayed with it. And man, oh man, I didn't think I was going to be sticking with this YouTube channel for very long, and well, I was wrong. I ended up sticking with this YouTube channel for longer than I expect. This YouTube channel has been up for a little over 2 years now. Who would ever thought that this YouTube channel would become about like that? So yeah, that's pretty much it. This isn't going to be a very long one. I was going to skim through most of it and talk. But yeah, that's pretty much it. My life is now, come home, go to school, go to work. I work at Walmart, and I go to school in a town called Brookings. And Now, and I sit at home, make YouTube videos, hang out with friends, and live life. That's pretty much it for that. Other than that, I don't have anything else to talk about. You guys are the best. Talk to you all later. Have a nice night, everyone. Peace out.